podcast time. Paul Farvar here. I'm your host. This week we have comedian Kendall Ralph. When I say we, it's just me. No voice of reason. People have been asking when Patty or Maggie are coming back. It's been hard scheduling because I've been on the road, and so time is of the essence. I like doing them, obviously, with a voice of reason. But these have been fun. This one's a fun episode. You guys will like it a lot. I liked it. So that's all I can tell you. And check out my website, Paul F. Comedy, for upcoming dates. If you want to buy a shirt, I'm still supporting suicide prevention. You can buy the shirts at the shows or at paulfcomedy.com. For half the proceeds are going to suicide awareness and the AFSP.org organization, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I've got upcoming shows in Reno, San Francisco, and Arizona. JP's headlining in Gilbert, headlining House of Comedy in Scottsdale as well. Reno, October 5th through the 10th. San Francisco, Punchline in Cobb's, Punchline on October 12th. And then JP's thereafter. I'll be in Wichita, Kansas later this month at Looney Bin. And November 14th, I'm headlining Zanies in Old Town, Chicago. So please get your tickets for that if you're a Chicagoan. I'm super excited. First time headlining Zanies, by the way. Subscribe to the podcast. If you haven't reviewed us in a while, please do. It takes 2 seconds, but you have no idea how much that helps. Just even 5-star review, just saying, I like this podcast. Actually, just do that. Say, I like this podcast. That means people actually are listening to me. Check out our sponsors and take care of yourselves out there, okay, people? I'm doing it. People ask me about podcasts all the time, what I listen to, what I support. And I want to tell you about a new podcast called Highbrow Drivel with a V. Every week, they interview a new expert with the help of a new comedian guest. They've had award-winning scientists, award-winning comedians, and the topics are different every week, from the science of psychedelics to what makes up the universe or dinosaurs. Fans of Singles Only might like the episode on the neuroscience of love, the future of technology and dating, or their episode with the dating coach, a real dating coach, not me. Highbrow Drivel with a V, as in Victor, as in Farvar, can be found at highbrowdrivel.com or on all good podcast apps. Please check out Highbrow Drivel. Singles only time. Paul Farvar here, your host. We have no voice of reason on this episode. I don't think we need it. We'll see. You might disagree. Some people have heard some of the ones that we've had without voices of reasons, and they say, yeah, we do. Who knows? But I've got a good guest, super funny guy, up-and-comer in the comedy world. I met him right before the pandemic, eager to learn, always asking questions, doing all the right things on stage. I don't know what he's doing in his personal life. Comedian Kendall Ralph. Kendall,
wow.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much, Paul, for the kind words.
You got some praise recently online from a lot of comedians and bookers saying like you're the hot kid on the town right now here in Chicago comedy scene.
Yeah.
Is that true?
I like to be humble,
Yeah.
I just really like working hard, and I really care about this. I really want to do this. So
you do work hard. You asked. I remember when I first met you. I don't think you had done comedy yet, or you just started. You were at the Laugh Factory, just hanging out. You were still in school.
Yeah.
U of I.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh wait, am I still in school now?
No, are you?
No. I just then.
No, I mean back then.
Then I was. Yeah.
You were still, and you were just asking all the questions, and it was like funny. And everyone was answering all your questions. I think everyone was. Were people assholes to you or no?
No, I mean, I think for the most part, people are really nice about it, especially if you're not asking like stupid questions like, oh, is this joke funny? It's like...
No, you were asking like how to like do stuff.
Yeah. I don't think that's as annoying as like other kinds of questions. So people aren't as mad at me.
I liked it. I was always nice, right?
Yeah.
Right,
at first, I didn't think you liked me at first because we met at Comedy Bar. I was like,
Comedy Bar? Okay.
Yeah. No, it was a long...
I thought it was Laugh Factory, but okay.
It might have been.
Well, what happened? Tell me.
I don't know. You're with Sarah, and I was like, "Oh, hey," and you're just about to go up on stage, and you're just busy. You're preoccupied.
I was probably on the zone.
Yeah, you're in the zone. So, oh, Paul doesn't like me.
No way, dude. I didn't know you did comedy, and then I saw your set, and then you told me you'd only been doing it for like 2 months at the time. I was like, oh, yeah, you're gonna be fine.
Oh yeah.
I remember, but you were like going up all the time. Anyway, crushing it in comedy. What about with the ladies? Why are you single? You're a good-looking guy, good shape, young, tall.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
I do okay.
Okay, do you?
Yeah, I think I do okay.
I figured you do.
It's like, yeah. And I haven't really been focusing on it as much as I like,
Sure. It's not a priority. You're young. You got your whole future ahead of you.
Right.
But if you wait too long, this is you, buddy. This is what happens. I was young and I was just like you. Taller, too. I got shorter. Yeah. I was light-skinned.
Yeah, but dating, I mean, it's so weird now. Actually, recently, I got a relationship therapist.
What?
Yeah, just to like help. Because I think like...
you paying someone to do this or just like a friend?
I'm paying someone.
What the fuck? Therapist. Are you serious?
Yeah, because I just think to like have a healthy and maintain like a healthy and productive relationship, I think it'd be nice.
Relationship therapist to help you navigate relationships with people that you want to be intimate with?
Yeah, it's like attachment style stuff.
Okay.
Like that kind of stuff because...
It's very new wave.
Yeah, because I figured like if I, in the past, my past relationships, I learned a lot. So I'm like, how can I become a better partner and not only like a more full person? Like
you sound like an adult.
Oh wow, thanks. Yeah.
What the fuck? I thought you were like 12. No, I'm just kidding.
But like for my art too, I think that helps your art to be like a stable. So I just looked into it and I've been going for a few months now.
Are you? Let's start with this. What's the longest relationship you've ever had?
My longest relationship was like a year and like 4 months.
Okay, but that was in high school, college?
That was in college.
Okay.
That was like 3 years ago.
Okay.
3 years ago in October it ended. Yeah.
Okay. And why did that end? I mean, you're still a kid.
This is a funny story actually, because Blake likes to make fun of me about it. Blake
let's hear it.
So my ex-girlfriend, she left me to be with a guy on a basketball team at my school.
At the University of Illinois?
Yeah.
Oh, no
And Blake
way.
loves to, like, when Illinois was in the Big Ten tournament, he loved to bring it up at the open mics.
This was when they were good.
Yeah. This was
when they won the
good.
Big Ten.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
was he a starter?
Yeah.
Oh,
Good for
fuck.
them, though. Good for them, though. I'm happy.
Are they still together?
Absolutely not. No.
Oh, so okay.
He has way more options.
Right. So she just broke up with you to hook up with him, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he got a future in the NBA or in Israel or somewhere overseas?
I hope so. I hope the best for him because he saved my life. He
Really?
helped me out. I think that was a good thing.
That's a good way to look at it.
Retrospectively. Yeah.
So okay, first of all, any relationships you have before you're 25, your brain's not fully formed.
Okay.
So that's just true. That's just true.
okay.
Unless you live in like a small town where your brain is already going to be at full capacity. But you're still growing. You're still developing as a person. When I was your age, when I was younger, this was never on my radar. I mean, there was no such thing as a podcast, but I'm just saying like comedy wasn't on my radar. So you don't even know where your future is going to be.
Yeah.
That being said, right now, because this is going to be forever, do you see yourself, do you want to get married and have kids?
Yeah, I think so. Like
that's going to change. But go ahead. Let's hear.
Well, right now, I'm not looking.
Right.
Like, I definitely want to. But I like stability,
Okay.
Comedy.
And you think that you'll get that through a wife and kids?
No, I think that I want to get that through my career and then pursue it.
A personal life. Yeah.
Yeah, personal life.
Okay.
That comes second.
Why do you want to have kids and get married? It's just something you think of when you think of yourself as older?
Actually, I actually don't want kids. I
okay.
want a wife.
Okay.
I'm not looking for kids. I don't think I want kids.
Why do you want a wife? Just you want to have someone to like be with at all times?
Yeah, I want a partner. I want a teammate.
What if you're like you become this successful comedian where like you have like models and actresses going after you, and you went to your hometown sweetheart?
Yeah, I think.
What are you gonna do then?
Go to the hometown sweetheart.
You're gonna stay loyal?
Yeah, I think so because like I I think
That's what Kevin Hart said.
That's okay.
Yeah, go ahead. What were you gonna say? No, go ahead.
Well, like all that, I think like after a while, I've been I've hooked up with girls, and after a while, it's like this, it's all the same to a certain point.
Yeah.
And then when you really connect with someone, I think that's special.
Sure.
And I'd rather have that than just a plethora of empty relationships.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm kind of would like in a sense of stability in the future with my career and like with a partner, like a life partner. But
in the far future.
Right
now, you're like, let's have some fun.
Yeah. Right now, I'm okay.
Are you on the dating apps too?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which ones?
Hinge and Bumble.
Okay.
I used to have a bit where I was like, you know how you know you're ugly, is if you don't get any matches on Bumble.
Yeah.
That's not funny, but it's just
true.
Yeah. I don't do well on there.
I don't do well on there either. I think their algorithm is like skewed too. Like I think they want you to pay more to do the other stuff.
That's true.
Hinge is the best, I think, right now.
I agree. And Bumble.
And it has all their information too, so you can see the red flags.
Right. You can see if they're crazy or not.
Yeah. What are the red flags for you? Like, what are things that what did you learn from your old relationships that you're like, okay, I will never do that again. It doesn't work for me.
It's like, I learned this from my therapist too. Yeah. It's like value sets. Like before you even enter a relationship, it's like, we don't have to have the same interests, but like, do we have the same values?
Right.
Like,
that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. And I think that is coming off the bat, like my ex, I don't think we had a lot of the same values, or they're going in opposite directions.
Well, if her value is she's a Jersey chaser,
yeah.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Well, it didn't come across as at first, but it was my first relationship. I was just kind of,
What were you like in high school? Did you have relationships then?
No, I didn't. I don't think. I didn't have relationships in high school. I started like in high school. I did improv and sketch, and I'd write a lot, and I kind of like preoccupied my time with that kind of stuff. I never fully dated anyone, but I dated. I just didn't have a relationship.
You were able to get girls.
Right.
You weren't like shy or awkward. Or
No.
So you did fine.
I did pretty okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when you're talking about the value sets, what are the values that your relationship therapist and you worked on to say, okay, well, these are my cardinal values and that I need in a relationship that obviously have to be compatible.
Yeah. So like a big one for me is like the value of learning. And like ambitious, like you have to like you have to like want to read, you have to want to grow as a person, not only like with your intellect, but also like
sure
value wise. Like I read stoicism, I read books on stoicism all the time, and I want someone who appreciates that and wants to grow as a person too.
Yeah,
and who has like goals and ambition, who doesn't want to just like sit around and do nothing.
Right.
You know?
No, it's especially what we're doing to do comedy. You have to be so ambitious and so crazy to pursue something that 1 out of 1 million people can do, and then 1 out of 100,000 who try succeed in one way or the other. Yeah. So you have to be crazy ambitious, and people that don't understand that, your values won't mash up.
No.
But that being said, are there other values that you guys created, your system with your therapist?
Yeah, we have she gave me like a list of like values, and I had to do like, okay, they're like 40 or something. She's like, okay, write down your top 20. Yeah, top 20. Then after that, bring it down to only 10. And I had to like go through this list. I can't think off the top of my head.
Sure.
But they're like really good ones. Well,
let me ask you this. If you are not looking to be in a successful monogamous relationship now, why do you have a therapist now? Are you using this chart when you match with people on Hinge, even in what would be otherwise empty relationships?
So yeah. Okay. I think I want to start now because I don't want to be like, I want to fix my issues as early as possible. So when it is in 5 years from now, I can be healthy with the right mentality going into it. Like,
how did you know to do this?
Years of failure. Like years of messing up.
You haven't been around long enough. Like, is there something in your past? Like, how are your family members? Are your parents still together?
Yeah, my parents are still together. Okay. I think they have a very good
healthy relationship. Yeah, that's good.
And so I figured that like in my past, I'm like, how can I get better? Because I wasn't in the past, I was looking to date. I just wasn't successful in my approach.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, how do I redo this, and how do I rethink a lot of my preconceived notions going into it? And I realized that like I wanted to take ownership of like my problems and like going forward, because I was doing it. I don't know. During COVID, like I discovered stoicism, and I discovered like ownership and like being proactive and saving yourself. So I'm like, if I'm doing this in my personal life and my pursuit of comedy, why shouldn't I do this like in my romantic relationships?
Right.
You know? So,
Do you, when you go on dates with these people, or let's say you match with someone, what do you do? What's your mode of operation? Do you start texting, or you get on a phone call, or you go meet right away, or what?
So like, I try to like meet in person as soon as possible.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to meet in person, like go on coffee, go out for drinks, like pick their brains a little bit, you know? And then from there, I try to take my time and enjoy the moment and see where it goes.
And have you had dates where you're like, fuck, I screwed up?
Or it's like, I don't want to see them again. Yeah.
What do you do in those situations
You
to
just
get
say-
out of the situation?
You say, hey, it was nice meeting you. I'll see you later. Or I just
I
I'm
just
like
see you
polite.
as so nice. Like,
Yeah.
how do you get out of? What if they just don't want to leave? Like, you're just like, I gotta go. What do you do?
So it's nice when you go for a coffee or like
Yeah, it's
drinks.
quick and out.
Or and
Yeah.
I always have this backup plan with my friends. I always say, hey, dude, text me right now. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I say, hey, text me right now, or call me and say it's an emergency. And I get
That's
out like
the
that.
oldest shit. They know
Yeah,
that
yeah.
trick's happening.
You'd be surprised. Like
Yeah.
I don't do it enough to where it's like,
How many times have you done it so far?
maybe like 3 or 4 times.
What were the flags that made you do that? Give us an example.
I think like instability. Like sometimes
you
it's
see
just
something messed up.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, like, or like too clingy up top. Like, I don't know. It's like sometimes people can be weird, you know.
That's why you got to talk to them a little bit before meeting. I know a lot of people like
Yeah,
that. They
yeah.
like to go meet right away.
Yeah.
Whereas I like to talk for a while. I almost go too much talking where they get pissed off. Like, we're
Yeah.
just pen pals now. I'm like, yeah, I know. But a lot of people, there's 2 ways to do it. And we've talked about it on this podcast. But
That's
the
funny.
pros of doing it the way you do is like you rip off the Band-Aid, you get it
Right.
taken care of. But then you also, the red flags, you didn't have time to explore.
I got a question for you. When you talk long, don't they just lose interest and just stop responding? Because that happens.
Yeah, all the
sometimes.
time.
Yeah,
But I'm also not looking for a serious relationship. I'm looking for real connections.
Okay,
But
that's
I'm
good.
also I'm also not, in addition to being emotionally unavailable, I'm not physically available. Like I'm in Chicago once every 10 days.
yeah.
And then I'm never in the same city. Like I'm more all over so I mean, like ideally I've joked to be like, cool to have a girlfriend in like every city and then just travel, but that's not really going to happen.
So like for you, maintaining a relation, how does that work as like a comic? That's my question to you.
I'm not doing it. That's why I have this podcast. You're talking to the wrong guy.
Oh wow.
I don't, that's not a focus for me now.
Yeah.
Because I'm late to the game. I have to, make up for lost time because I had a different career before I did comedy.
Right.
But let's focus on you here
Oh,
a second.
sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so you've had 3 dates where at least 3 times where you had to call in,
Yeah.
back up to back you up.
You got to.
What are the things that brought you connected to these people on the dating apps? What are like your types, physically or mentally? What are the things you see? You're like, oh shit, I want to date an accountant with red hair.
Yeah. Oh well.
I don't know.
That's a great choice, but
Not your thing.
I think this goes back to the value thing that we talked about earlier that I went through with my therapist. It's like I like girls who have like an artsy interest, like similar to
Creative side.
creative. Yeah.
But they can't do comedy.
I would not date a comic.
Right.
Any performance artist, I prefer not.
Okay.
Could-
All performance
All
art?
like musical theater, like generally a
But
performance.
musicians are okay if they're in a band or something.
That's cool.
That's what I tell people to do.
Right.
Comedians should date musicians and vice versa.
Yeah. But like performance art people are just like, comics are like crazy. Like we're weird.
Yeah.
It's too much happening.
Right.
I like artsy girls who are like, I'll paint and I'll throw.
Yeah.
That's like,
Different creative art, not performance
Right,
art.
right.
Well, music is performance art, but not theater.
Right. Because I think
You need like a drummer or something.
yeah, somebody who doesn't want to be in the spotlight. you
Right.
know? That's nice. And what was the question?
No, what your types are.
Yeah, that's it. And someone who's smart, who likes
Yeah,
how we
that's
talked about
eager
earlier.
to be eager to learn and ambition.
Yeah.
Hey, all you guys know that I used to be a lawyer. Still am, but, kind of just in the background, if you will. But my friend, Scott Shapiro, he is a full-time lawyer. You guys maybe have injured on the job, need compensation, or you're just injured somewhere and you don't know what to do. You're entitled to way more money than you think you are sometimes. Not always, but most of the time. And my friend, attorney Scott Shapiro, has been helping people for over 20 years in this regard. If you've been injured, give him a call, 312-648-8800, or email him at scott@scottshapirolegal.com. He's a full-service law firm, so in addition to doing workers' comp cases, PI cases, he also handles all legal needs, including entertainment law. That's right, he's an entertainment lawyer. He's worked on a lot of musicians' cases, a lot of contracts, negotiations, and reviews of contracts for your needs, whether you're a comedian, musician, all that good stuff. All his consultations are free of charge initially. So don't take a chance and wait. Call him, 312-648-8800, or check out his website, scottshapirolegal.com. Call him today. Tell him I sent you. You will not regret it. With your schedule, what it's going to be for the next 20 plus years, probably, you're not going to you can't date someone 9 to 5, can you?
Date someone
that has a job that's a traditional 9 to 5 employee, works in the corporate world. You'll never see each other.
No.
Have you dated someone since you've been a comedian or gone on more than one date with someone where they did have that?
Yeah. I currently I'm seeing somebody who's a 9 to 5, who works 9 to 5. I think it's working okay, but it is hard.
Yeah.
Because you have to like take time out of your week, and I do stand up every day.
Yeah.
So it's either you miss a show or you can't see it. It is hard.
Wow.
And I can't imagine adding traveling to that either.
Yeah.
Because I'm only doing it locally here.
Yeah. I mean, and they don't understand that you have to be at the shows too. You might not even get up sometimes, or you're on standby.
Right.
A lot of times you're on standby.
Right. So. Or if they do want to come to a show and you're hosting, you can't even interact with them because you have to be up every.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what about physically? If you looked at all the women that you dated, do they all look the same? Do you have a type that's short, whatever?
Generally, no. It's kind of varied.
All over.
It's varied. Yeah. I don't really have a physical type. It's more like a personality thing for me.
So you get hit up in the DMs a lot. You and I have been at shows where we both were hit up by a DM. Mine was more like a professional one, but they were clearly hitting on you in a DM. I think
Who was this?
There was one person you were like, "Hey, this girl follows you too," and I was like, "Yeah, I don't know." He goes, "I don't talk to her anymore." I go, "What'd you do?"
Yeah,
that was a while ago. I know.
Yeah,
What happened? What happens in the DM games with you, Ken?
Nothing. I actually don't get hit up in the DMs at all.
Yeah.
I've shot my shot in the past and they have bricked.
Yeah.
I'm shooting probably.
Not
I'm
doing
shooting
well
Carmelo Anthony.
Because you're probably telling them, you're like, well, my relationship therapist tells me, and they're like, dude, I just want to fuck. They're like, they just think you're hot and funny, and they're like, well, can I ask you about your value sets? And they're like, dude, get the fuck away from me. I was just gonna fuck you. And you're like, is that what's happening?
No, it's just I just don't get hit up in the DMs at all. Seldom, if at all. I don't know.
I can't imagine that. Are you saying your Instagram on stage? You're following me?
Oh, no, I'm not.
Maybe that. Well, sometimes they put it up on some of the clubs.
Yeah, because right now, I was really focused on not even getting the attention to me. I just want to be just work and try to figure out my voice and figure out what jokes I know. And then I want to start promoting myself.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why I haven't gotten any slides yet.
I think you do. I think you will. You will after this.
Hope so. Really?
Maybe, yeah. You're saying shit that women want to hear.
Oh, yeah?
Or everyone wants to hear that you got your shit together and you're only 22? How old are you?
I just turned 24.
24, same thing. Yeah. Okay,
same thing, yeah.
What were you going to say?
A lot of, it's weird. I think 23-year-old, 22 to 24-year-old women kind of don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
To be honest.
That's true.
They don't want to hear that. They don't care.
Women older than you people, you're sweet. Yeah, you're ahead of the game. you're ahead of your own. You're ahead of your own game. Like that's crazy. But like everyone I know from 25 to 40 wants to hear that shit.
Oh, really? Okay.
And it's good that you're ahead of it.
That's
but
good to know.
The girls that are hitting you up in your age demo probably just want to fuck you.
Yeah.
You're good looking, funny, tall dude.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. You're ahead of the game. What are you gonna do? Let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. Other than the facts of the dates that you've gone on, like something happens, are there other situations where just like deal breakers for you, or like I can't deal with this? Like whether it's like some stupid different music types, doesn't read, political, religious stuff. Any of that stuff bother you?
I think probably political. Like either two extremes is just too much. Whether
on
it's
either side,
too extreme left or too extreme right,
Yeah.
it's just too much.
It's unhealthy sometimes.
Yeah. And I'm like, come on, I'm a black guy from Chicago. Of course I'm going to be
somewhat progressive.
Yeah, I'm going to be pretty progressive. But like sometimes it's just like, dude,
I don't want to hear it all day.
I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's watch the stand-up special. I don't care. Like, I don't
Why are you talking about this right now? We're just eating dinner. No, I get it.
It's like...
what about religious stuff? Are you a religious person?
So I consider myself pretty religious.
You go to church every Sunday?
I don't go to church,
okay,
but I would consider myself religious. But yeah.
Growing up, was that a big part of your life?
So my parents they said you can just be whatever you want, and they were Christian, and they kind of gave me like the laissez-faire kind of religious thing, and I gravitate more towards Christianity.
Sure.
But I don't go to church very often. I don't know.
Okay.
Sometimes I think they just want money, Sometimes
sometimes they always want money.
But
it's not a bad thing.
No.
But what about other things? Are there do you tend to lean towards a certain type of women? Like typically I'll date, if you lined up 10 of the last women I dated, they all are shorter, blonde, or redheads. But I'm obviously all over the place. But do you have is there a pattern that you have? Do you date black women, white women, all, do you have like a kink?
No, actually, I think I've dated like a lot of different kinds of women.
Okay.
I don't really have
races
and religions and everything.
Dated a Muslim girl?
No.
Not yet.
Wait.
Maybe.
Yeah, I have.
Okay, fair enough. What were you going to say?
No, that was it. No.
So you have, okay.
Yeah, I have.
All right, so what's the deal breaker? Oh man, I'm trying to think of a situation. What if they don't like comedy?
Yeah.
That's not gonna work.
That's not gonna work. Yeah.
Was that on your value set? Like they have to
sense of humor. Sense of humor is on my value. Yep.
What if you don't have the same sense of humor?
I think that's okay, because there's some comedians who I watch who I really like who don't have the same sense of humor as me, but they have an appreciation for it.
Okay, but what if their favorite comedian is like a comedian that you can't stand? What do you do there? Like who's your, like what, I don't know. We always say like Carrot Top or something, where she's like a prop. She loves magicians and like that. And you're like, what do you do there?
I think that's okay. I wouldn't mind. I like exposing myself to
go to that show? She's like, hey, I got tickets for this comedy magician.
Have you seen Comedy Magicians? They're great. They're great.
Okay, fair enough.
They're funny.
I haven't.
I think
actually no, I have. I had to do a show with one. I get it. But
magicians are great.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Magic is great.
Magic's great.
But when they combine comedy and magic, sometimes it gets a little crazy.
Okay.
But yeah, okay. Yeah. That was a bad example. What about puppeteers? What if they're
I think the only rule break I have is just like if they're just like stupid, like if they're just stupid, if they don't like ignorant, like it's okay to be but like wholly ignorant,
what if they're into conspiracy theories that are just like crazy?
That might be too far.
That might be too far.
That might be it. Yeah.
But even if they're like super hot,
that's it. I don't care if you're hot. I don't care, because you gotta.
Who's your celebrity crush? Give me an example.
Celebrity crush?
Yeah, like what are some of the hottest women that you think in the world?
In the world?
Yeah.
Man.
No, woman.
I wish I prepped that. I could have got you a list.
I haven't asked this question before.
Okay, man, I could have got you a whole list.
Give me one. I'm not going to hold you to it, but like clearly somebody's in your spank bank. I don't know.
That's funny. Okay, off the top of my head. Okay. Have you This is random. You know Paramore, the band?
Yeah.
Yeah, Haley from
Oh yeah,
Paramore. She's so
hot.
pretty.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Haley.
Okay, let's say she hits you up.
Yeah.
This is like 5 years from now.
Yeah.
You're headlining
Yeah.
clubs. She's in town.
Yeah.
Actually, they have ties to Chicago, I think. I
They
don't
do?
know. Maybe not. I'm thinking of someone else. She played at whatever show she was at. They did a special show at the Thalia Hall, and then you were right there. And she was like, "Hey, I saw your set at the Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
Let's go out." You guys hit it off.
Yeah.
You go to date. Then she starts telling you some crazy shit.
I marry her.
Well, let me finish what she said. She tells you 9/11 was an inside job.
Okay.
Super, super Muslim in this situation. Like, not the same religion. Or let's say Jewish. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
But not Christian. Doesn't
Okay.
believe in God. Let's
Okay.
go with that.
Okay. Yeah.
And like, she tells you that, she's like, I know people think it's weird, but I think Trump is the greatest president we ever had.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's telling you like all the great things he did and that he's the real president. And then she doesn't believe in the vaccine.
Right.
And she's thinking about quitting music to pursue a career in the theater.
Okay.
What do? You gonna date her still?
We have a lot to work on.
Yeah.
But, I can make it work. I think we can make it work.
You'll make it work with Haley.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just
So
have
then
to
your value sets can be broken in the right situation.
in the right situation
For
for
Haley.
the right person
for Haley, for Paramore.
for Paramore. Yeah.
Well, she's a listener of the show. We'll see.
Oh,
We'll
wow.
see it. No, she's not. I don't know. I
Not
don't
yet.
know if
Not
she's
yet.
married. Is she even married?
I don't think so.
Is she straight?
I think so. I don't know.
What at U of I?
Yeah.
When I was there years
Yeah.
ago, probably in the 70s.
Wow.
No, people are gonna believe it. Were you in a fraternity or anything there?
I was in a business fraternity.
Which one? Phi.
AK Psi.
Oh, okay.
You know
Alpha
about that?
Kappa Psi.
Alpha Kappa Psi.
No, I don't know about it. That sounds nerdy.
It's actually really, it's like national. It's probably like the biggest international business fraternity.
That's not
They're
the same
like,
thing.
like Harvard has those. What are those things in Harvard? What are those things called?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Have you seen The Social Network?
Yeah. Oh, those groups.
Those
yeah,
groups.
Yeah.
Those.
Yeah,
What are they
yeah.
called?
Sure, I know what you're talking about.
It's like that at U of I. It's like pretty popular for business students to want to rush and be a part of those kind of things.
Why did you do that if you were going to go into if you know you were going in the arts?
So I didn't know at the time. I didn't know that I was going to go in the arts. I was trying to transfer into the College of Business.
Mm-hmm.
I was undeclared. And I was like, this is like a surefire way to transfer. And I was in there and I was having like identity crisis because I wanted to do it. This was before I started stand up, and I was like, I don't like this. Like I don't like just doing business. So over time, I like quit. Essentially, I quit, and I just started doing stand up. And that was a hard choice to make, especially because you're comparing yourself to everybody in your business fraternity who's like has a stable
They're
job.
like trying to get internships.
Yeah.
You're like, I want to go see a comedy show.
Yeah. And they're like accountants, and they
Sure.
have their master's degrees. I'm still looking for marketing jobs now, and they're all set, and they have their careers. They can go wherever they want.
Yeah.
But I still think that like they still respect you for like doing your own thing
Sure.
and like taking the risk.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
absolutely. I mean, I have friends who are lawyers that are like messaging me every day, like, you made the right choice. It
Yeah.
sucks out here.
Really?
So yeah. But I also did that for a long
Yeah.
time. So before I made that decision, you're probably going to be a lot happier than a lot of them.
Really?
Also, probably dependent on many drugs. But we'll see. We'll see
I
how that
hope not.
rolls. No, you're ahead of the game, man. You're so enlightened for your age, especially on all this stuff. I just don't. I don't think that you're gonna want to get married when you get older. But we'll see. When I was your age, I thought it'd be married by the time I was 25. I was gonna move to the suburbs, have 2 cars, I thought I was gonna run for Congress. I mean, there was your life is gonna change. But you already know, you got a relationship therapist. You already know you're pursuing the arts, which is probably a dream. I assume your parents didn't push you to this.
No, they're very supportive,
right?
But
they didn't push you to
No,
it.
they're
Those are
like,
2 different things.
That's right. Yeah, but no.
That's great.
Yeah, thank you though. Thank
we'll
you.
see. So, have you been tempted, or have you hooked up with other people in the arts?
Well,
where you're like, oh fuck, what did I do? Like whether it's theater or comedians or anything like that.
So I think the last from recording this, the last girl that I was seeing, she was a musical theater. Yeah, that didn't. work out.
Okay.
And then I've seen a lot. I think there's another musical theater girl. Generally, like theater. So that's why I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
anymore.
You learn your lesson. Yeah. And definitely don't hook up with comedians. You didn't do that yet, did you?
No, I have not.
Okay,
I've not hooked up with a
Don't
comedian.
do it. Don't fall for that trap.
Yeah.
I know our mutual friend Blakey has disagreed with me, but since then he's seen the light. He's told me he agrees with me now. But well, Kendall, we are out of time.
Oh wow, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude, you did great. I will have you back on and see what your relationship therapist tells you.
Yeah.
How often do you see your therapist?
Once a week.
Really?
A week for an hour. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does that translate to relationships outside of romantic, like your friendships and stuff like that too? Is it for everything?
Even for comedy, because my therapist was an artist and then she transferred into comedy, so she has like a lot of great insight.
She's a comedian also?
No, she was a theater major.
Oh, okay.
And she was like, she wanted to do that and then figured out that she really liked therapy. So she helps me with all like aspects. So it's really nice. Yeah.
Well, that's good. That'll help you be more stable later.
I hope so.
I hope so too. We'll see. Where can people hit you up in the DMs, or where can people find out where you're performing for upcoming shows?
Well, my Instagram is Kendall KENDALL period RELF on Instagram. So Kendall.
Is that where you're more
ref.
active in the social world?
That's where I'm more active. I post like show dates, stuff like that, and
You're producing on some shows too, right?
Oh yeah, I'm producing a show with you now.
Oh
Paul.
yeah, I know that. Yeah,
but
Salerno's Slice of Comedy.
Yep.
Once a month, and then what are the other ones?
I produce Wednesdays after work at Zany's.
Yes.
The showcase
Great
every
show.
Wednesday at Zany's. So at 8:00, so you could stop by, and also I help out at Chile F at the Lincoln Lodge.
Yeah.
Every Saturday at 9.
Amazing shows. Yeah, you're already involved in 3 shows. Yeah. Salerno's is Oak Park. I didn't mean to dismiss it. It's once a month at 7 p.m. I was trying to just get people to know about your other places too. But yeah, that'll be a fun show too. You and I are both at the next one. So, well, no, by the time this airs, I won't be there. Anyway, Kendall, thank you so much for doing the podcast. So good to talk to you outside of the waiting room at the comedy clubs.
Yeah. Thank you for having me, Paul. I really appreciate it.
All right. Cheers. Thanks everyone for listening to another edition of Singles Only Podcast.
I'm still standing.